If you're always irresistible, how does that translate in terms of how often, etc.? If you're always irresistible, stop asking questions. You're very lucky. Stop kvetching. How often? Wait and see. By the way, it's never often enough. In our society, especially in the non-Jewish world, there is no intimacy going on. Husband and wife both work, they come home tired, they're not in the mood, they're just not intimate. It would do them so much good if they would sleep in separate beds. At least it would be an occasion, it would be something to think about. The way it is, I tell you, I spoke to the women who were not at all impressed with mikveh. 2 weeks out of every month you can't be intimate? And then I asked them, so how often are you intimate? Well, you know, if we can be intimate once a month, we're lucky. I said, and you're complaining about mikveh? What about if you're not going to get pregnant? Why should you still have the same holiness? 2 reasons. First of all, if you get into a habit of no holiness, chances are you're going to get pregnant that way. So for the risk, it's not worth it. Secondly, if it's not good enough to get pregnant, then it's not real intimacy. So it's not good for you either. What makes it good enough for a baby? That it's real intimacy. So why should you have less than real intimacy? So L'moshel, when it says, the only reason for intimacy is to have babies, that's too literal. It doesn't mean the only reason to be intimate is to make a baby. The standard that tells you what intimacy is if it's good enough for a baby, then it's real intimacy. Doesn't mean you have to have a baby every time you're intimate. In order to save a marriage, does anything go? Yeah? But you can't stay there, because if anything goes, that's what's going to destroy the marriage. So you do whatever it takes and then move upwards. Grow, improve. Introduce more Edelkeit. What should you do if you think of something inappropriate while together? What to do if you really find another man more attractive than your husband? There are many men who are more attractive than your husband. Don't be shocked if you meet one of them. Because they're out there. All over the place. There are men who are even smarter than your husband, believe it or not. Yeah. If you're attracted to something attractive, you must have good taste. Doesn't mean you have to buy it. So you can see something really beautiful in the store, not for you. So you say, wow, that's beautiful, and you keep on walking. It has nothing to do with you. So if you see a man who's more attractive than your husband, that's a beautiful vision. It has nothing to do with you. Like, for example, you see children who are cuter than yours. What are you going to do? They're cuter. So, they're very cute, but they're not mine. See, that's what intimacy means. Intimacy means not my husband is the cutest. My husband is mine. Nobody else is mine. So somebody else is cuter. That's cute. But it's not mine. If you have a thought that is inappropriate while together, get rid of it. Like if you have an inappropriate thought during davening. Get rid of it. Don't accept it. And you've limited the effect that it can have. The truth is, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but an inappropriate thought in a husband is much more damaging than an inappropriate thought in the mother. Because the mother's devotion to the baby will make up for any lapse of thought. Whereas with the father, he's not doing much more than thinking the right thought. So if he can't even get that right, how does parents sleeping in separate bedrooms affect the kids? Is it a good idea? Why or why not? If you can afford to sleep in separate bedrooms, where are you making all this money? See, it used to be royalty. Kings and queens used to have their own bedrooms. The average person could never afford a separate bedroom. Otherwise, we would have separate bedrooms. But it's not a good idea. There is something very romantic about it, you have to admit. Can you imagine a king knocking on the door of the queen's bedroom? This is not an accidental intimacy. This guy's serious. He knows what he wants. It's bekavana, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, you're there. Yeah, what the heck? No, what the heck? That is the worst. That's why I tell these teenagers, if you meet a boy who says, let's have sex, and you say, why? He says, why not? Why not? That's what it means to you? You're out. Forget it. Why not? Well, why not? So today, it would not be a good idea to sleep in separate bedrooms. For some reason, the Chachamim decided that separate beds is the perfect distance, not less, not more.